All right, y'all, I'm back. Just like I said, I was gonna come back and give y'all some of the real estate sheriff sale lessons that I learned by going to the auctions. So my last video, as you've seen, that I gave you a little bit of the do's and the don'ts, some of the basics of the Philadelphia real estate auction when you go. This wasn't everything. I just gave you some of the basics. So now in this video, I'm going to give you the lesson that I learned by going to the auction, by not sticking to the script and sticking to the plan. So I was studying these few properties. I'm gonna say probably about 3 or 4 properties. Did all my research on them, my backgrounds on them. Visited the property. Some properties I got inside, some properties I didn't get inside. So I went to the auction. I started doing my thing, bidding on the property. I got outbidded for all 4 properties. So, as an investor, a young investor at that point, I was crushed. So just like I told before and said before, that don't let your emotions get you involved in this real estate league. I didn't follow that. I didn't know that back then until I started learning it. And I let my emotions get involved. I had the actual auction book that they give you at the auction, where you can purchase at the auction. And there was some properties in there that I didn't do any research on. And I felt bad because of the 4 that I didn't get. They was multifamilies. I was kind of, bored, I guess, a little bit, because I wanted a project to work on with real estate. And so I let the book and my emotions get to me, and I bid it on a property that I didn't do no homework on, y'all. So I'm up there, I bid on it, I win the property, $40,000 for the property, drop my 10%. I immediately rush out of there, phew, right to the property, right? Because I was nervous. So I wanted to make sure it wasn't an empty lot. That's first and foremost. But I did a little bit of research while I was in there, went on Google Maps, try to get the most updated Google Map history search on it to make sure that the property wasn't a lot and it was a property there. So it definitely was a property there. So that was a plus. So I get to the property, not too bad. I'm doing my homework and researching while I'm going down there, checking out the area, checking out the ARVs, checking out the resales for the last couple months. And it wasn't looking too good. It was, the resales were like almost right where my purchase price was that I wanted to bid on. So I get to the property, I'm taking a look at it, and at this point I need to get inside because, I got 40,000 out there on the table. So I call my professional locksmith, gets me in properties in and out 10 seconds. So he came down, got me in. I'm looking around. I can notice that somebody was living there. So I'm thinking, all right, maybe this is just a squatter. Things was all over the place. So it wasn't like a traditional person that was living. So I do my thing. I change the locks. I put the sign on the front door, let them know that, I'm the new owner, and to reach me and contact me so we can discuss the matters of the property going to the sheriff's cell. So it's probably like a Thursday or Friday. So sure enough, Saturday, I get a call from a young man. He said, his aunt was the owner of the property, and she left it to him. He knows that it went to sheriff's sale, and he was trying to get the property back from sheriff's sale. So I told him, that's a done deal. That's a dud. I got the property. I purchased it. And it want to work out some things, to help him get out of the property, cash for keys, move him out, yada, yada. I got different systems and programs that I use. So he's like, no. I really want to try to get the property back. If there's programs that's going to give me some money to get the property back. So now I go into investment mode, and I'm thinking, all right, bet. Well, I paid 40 for it. If he can give me back, 44, I'm good with that. I would make $4,000 off the deal, and I just move on to the next thing. Plus, the margin was so tight. Like, I didn't really want to get too involved in this. It was definitely flipping it was out of the question. So, all right, I'll go with that. So we discussing back and forth. So, now, mind you, I left, so he can't really get in because I locked him out. So this was Saturday. So Monday morning, 9:30 sharp, I get a call from the sheriff. Not the deputy, not the assistant, not the assistant of the assistant. The sheriff of Philadelphia called my cell phone. Said, hey, is this Mr. Cannon? I said, yes, it is, man. What's calling? It's the sheriff. I was like, okay, I can help you, sheriff. Did you just purchase a property from the auction last week, such and such address? I said, yes, I did. Well, we have a gentleman down here right now filing a complaint that he can't get inside of his property because you locked him out. You do know the rules and regulations of this policy, right, Mr. Cannon? And I'm like, of course I do, sheriff. Must be somebody from my team that got the addresses mixed up because we buy properties all the time. He's like, okay, yeah, I can see that you bought several properties from us, Mr. Cannon. So I'll let this one slide. However, you got 24 hours to give this guy access to the property or we will be finding you daily. And I'm like, no problem, Sheriff. Consider it, consider it done. So I shoot back down there. First of all, I called the guy. I'm like, damn, bro, you called the sheriff on me? So he's like, yeah, man, you know I really want to get my property back, whatever the case may be. So I shoot down there, give him the keys so he can get inside of the property. Meanwhile, I'm doing more work research on the property. I realized that I'm way short of a margin. So I'm supposed to settle in 30 days. I tried to wholesale the property, try to give it to another investor, try to flip it. Long story short, got to the 30 days. I had to make a choice. Do I walk away from $4,000 or do I put up 40,000, the balance of the 40,000 and take the property? I walked. So I lost $4,000 on the deal, but bounced back the following month and bought another multifamily, which I researched and had in my lineup to get, and I did get that. But just a lesson learned. Stick to the script. Don't let your emotions get involved with these sheriff sales. Don't let your emotions get involved with real estate, period. Learn this real estate lead. Find a mentor, find somebody you can talk to that's going to give you the true, transparent information. You don't have to pay for every piece of information that you get. I'm not saying that you shouldn't pay for somebody's time, but what I am saying to you is that find somebody you trust, somebody that's going to be transparent, somebody that's going to talk to you and give you this game for this real estate lead. All right, tune in, follow the notifications. I'm gonna give you some more. I got another story coming up shortly. I got to get out here, collect some rent, and maybe I'll show you all a little bit of live some of that rent today that I collect. All right, so stay tuned. I'm gonna give it to you transparent. Truth is proof, Mr. Cannon.